How's that going, everybody? It's your boy Graveyard Games, and I'm playing another campaign trail. This one is not one of the official ones. It used to be, but it's not now. So I went back and found it through the mods, and we are going to be doing the 1984 election, which was Reagan versus Mondale, which was one of the largest landslide victories ever. So, I'm going to go as Walter Mondale. I feel like I can win more than 2 states. Geraldine Ferraro was the original running mate. There's some good options though. Dianne Feinstein is a good option. Gary Hart was a decent option out of Colorado. Soft spot for me. I might go. Ooh, Gary Hart still is a good choice. There's Joe Biden. That's going to stir up some controversy. Mario Cuomo. John Glenn, the a former astronaut from Ohio. But then there's also Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton will definitely help with a lot of the younger voters, which would help out substantially now. But I'm going to stick with Geraldine Ferraro on this one, and we're going to go with it just to see what happens. I'm standing up for the blue collar and farmers. I have a chance to win some more states. Okay. Geraldine is tough, experienced, and a skilled legislator. Can't speak. She will also make history. This November will become the first woman and Italian American elected to the vice presidency. I'm proud to share a ticket with her. As long as I can win more than 2 states, I feel comfortable with this. Or I want Pennsylvania. A crime wave has engulfed cities nationwide with police. I don't want to go too far overboard. Former President Jimmy Carter has offered his assistance. If you want it, how will you utilize him? Jimmy is a good man and a good friend, but he is too unpopular to be of any use to us right now. Let's avoid him and emphasize my own accomplishment and credentials. Oregon. How do you plan on attacking the record of Ronald Reagan? His disastrous policies championed by Reagan will have triggered a total collapse of the American farm system. Yeah, I'm going to twist the knife. Abortion is a touchy subject. You know what? I'm going to stick to how it was back then with the policy. Make it safe, legal, and rare. Let's see how that goes. That changed anything. It got me a few more. Tennessee. Several days ago, Ronald Reagan made an off-the-cut joke. It was nothing more than just a bad joke. I'm leaving it alone. My running mate's husband has refused to release his tax records, leading the public to suspect he's covering something up or covering up something sinister. He denies any wrongdoing but refuses to release the records. Do you have anything to say? John and Geraldine are good, hardworking people who I am proud to have on my campaign. I will defend them from the allegations. Didn't really hurt, but I did probably lose a few little things. New York has discovered has also used his money for and has also used money from a widow's estate he was protecting as a court ordered for a real estate deal. This is illegal. Oh no. Where are we sitting? That was disastrous. That was not good. Geraldine Ferraro has just released tax record going back 6 years. Let's continue keeping them off the campaign trail for the time being. Damn! Oh no! Oh no. This might not go well. Visit Minnesota. After your running mate's damaging scandal, you're barely breaking 40% of the popular vote. What is your plan to get back in the game and close the gap? Foreign policy. Bash Reaganomics. You gotta bash Reaganomics. It's the economy, stupid. No. Ah, Christ. I'm already realizing this was a bad idea. I didn't have a mighty goal with this one. The crisis caused an overly tight policies, monetary policies. Yay! I gained some more. Okay. If I can just win one extra state, what is your stance towards foreign policy in the Soviet Union? I will not let the Soviets win, but that just ruined my campaign. All right. We're halfway through this. I'm just going to bullshit my way through, and then I'm going to try to redo this one. That just comes off as mean. Might as well. Despite Reverend Jesse Jackson's loss. Yes, I will. Reggie Jackson is a good man. I'm just gonna lose this election. We're just gonna go with things just to see what sticks. Iowa. Going all in might have just won me an extra state. All right. Sticking at Iowa, these remarks were sexist. Yeah, I'm gonna make a play. Might as well. Visit Colorado. I will support equal rights amendment. I'm not even reading the questions at this point. I feel like I lost this because of the scandal and the way I handled it. It did not work. Visit Minnesota. If I can just win more than Minnesota and DC, I'm good. I'll consider this one a success, but I'm gonna try to actually win the election at some point. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna just keep this going and see where we go from there. This one's gonna be a little bit longer. I can guarantee you this. It's gonna drive me insane. So far, not a single vote. If I can win New York and or Pennsylvania, to me that's already a success. We won something. I think we won DC. Oh, we won two. And Massachusetts and Maryland. Yes, I understand. I want us to continue to see it go. That is so much red. Okay. I've won more than Mondale did in real life. That's already a good start. But we're not done yet. I'm just genuinely upset with what happened with Geraldine Ferraro. Oh man, that was tough. That's tough. I got New York. Did not get Pennsylvania, but I got New York. In real life, I did a whole lot better than Mondale did in real life. All right. I'm going to go ahead and try this again. I'll catch you guys here in a little. All right, so we're going to do this again now. Again, Walter Mondale. I'm going to go with my heart of hearts. I'm actually choose Bill Clinton to be my running mate because I think that might give me a better chance. Not as many scandals yet. I'll make it a little bit easier. As you step into the Montco Center, main stage in San Francisco, California, thousands of ecstatic Democrats cheer from every corner of the hall. What will you emphasize in your speech? I still want to stand for the blue collar laborer, the farmer, and all the other stuff. You have chosen Governor Bill Clinton of Arkansas as your running mate. Can you elaborate on why you made that choice? Billy is a decent Southern man and a loyal Democrat. I sincerely hope that people like him can be the future of this party. A little bit of foreshadowing there. Where does that put us right now? It puts us in a lot better space than would have. Reagan leads there. Reagan leads there. Leads there. I wonder if I could steal California. Crime has engulfed cities nationwide where police are reporting more arrests. I want to stick with the same answer as I had on that one. We have to remember that there's a lot of fears, but I don't want to go overboard with police rhetoric, with anti-police rhetoric. That actually could help in California. Okay. We need to be very, very careful with this. Damage is minimal. Arkansas is, it's leaning towards us probably because of Clinton. Mondale actually, that really helped us in a lot of key states. I'm wondering, can I flip Georgia? How do you plan on attacking your opponent's record? That hurt us in the long run there. That puts Reagan back up in front on that. Abortion is a touchy subject. Abortion should be safe, legal, and rare. I'm sticking to that answer. Helped us get some people back. Still hurt in Georgia, but we're leading in California now. Several days ago, Reagan made an off-cut joke where he claimed that he had signed legislation outlawing Russia forever and the United States will begin bombing in 5 minutes. I know it's not that big of a deal, but almost a year ago, that hurt? Okay. The Reagan campaign has portrayed you in their speeches and advertisements as a liberal who would raise taxes left and right if you were elected. How true are these accusations? A tax cut. Ooh, that swung a lot of states, actually. Well, that actually kind of helps. A crisis caused by overly tight monetary policies have rocked farms across the Midwest, collapsing the segment of the American economy. President Reagan has received substantial criticism for his failing in his administration. How do you campaign to address the issue? We could have stabilized this situation much sooner with aggressive intervention from the federal government. This type of thing would be done if I was president. That dropped me again in the fucking polls. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. What is your opinion in... I'm not going to say that word because every time I say it, it sounds wrong. I'm not going to say that country, but my policy. How do they feel about it? Hawkish. Upon hearing your statement, Jesse Jackson has had a brain aneurysm and died. That severely hurt me in the polls. Oh no. I thought that might help, but it did not. Despite your vigorous campaign, you still trail in polls by a considerable margin as September ends and October begins, as your campaign prepares for a huge push to close the gap. Are there any issues that you want to emphasize? Let's backtrack on the campaign trail and campaign on crime, an issue that affects everyone under a Mondale administration. I will go after it aggressively and get that staggering crime rates under control. I don't want to complicate this too much. Focus on the economy and bash Reaganomics wherever we can. I am sick and tired of a system that is rigged and not the common. That's rigged for multimillionaires, not the common man. I'm going back to California. We need to focus on peace. At 73 years old, Ronald Reagan is the oldest American ever to be president. Because of this, some of the voters have doubts. This really could be a landmine. I don't want to overdo it with that. Reverend Jesse, despite Reverend Jesse Jackson's loss to you on the primary struggle, he put up a strong fight. Yes, Reverend Jackson is huge for us. Hmm. That's not helping in Georgia. I'm starting to lose there. Okay. Targeting specific voter demographics is a great way to swing crucial votes towards you this fall. Using a approach, using the combined arms approach of advertisements. I want to appeal to every other. There he is. Going back to Michigan. What is my stand on capital punishment? Oh shit. What is my stand on capital punishment? I personally oppose. I'm not losing many voters on that. Starting to lose other states though. Will you attend the first debate? Absolutely. Okay, I'm starting to gain some. Going back to California, gun control is an important issue in this year's election, especially with the increase in crime. What is your stance on it? We need to get serious about control if we want to reduce the violence in this country. We should implement the stingiest restrictions. I'm a moderate on this issue, and what we have right now makes sense to me. We need to strike a balance. You know what? I don't know what's a good answer for this one. I don't want to strike completely on that, and I feel like that was probably my best response. I need to attack him at his core for Reaganomics. Okay, I pull away there. Arkansas. Let's go to Arkansas. Yes, I'm going to send Bill Clinton to debate. Clinton seemed calm, relaxed, and conversational, while Bush seemed a little impatient and defensive. The debate will help your case, although the effect is small. Okay, that's still really good. What is your opinion on the current rate of defense spending? Would you favor increasing it or decreasing it? Uh, I am satisfied with the amount that we are spending. Didn't really hurt. It didn't hurt. Let's go ahead and. No, there's not much of a gap. I'm going back to Georgia. What is your stance on the Equal Rights Amendment to the U.S. Constitution? It has enjoyed wide support during the 70s, but the support seems to have waned a bit. I still support it. That lost me a few votes, but that's fine. Um, a deadly disease called HIV/AIDS has been spreading rapidly over the last few years, claiming the lives of many Americans, partially homosexuals. Reagan has been criticized for ignoring its spread, and the government's infrastructure to prevent and mitigate its effect is non-existent. How would you address this epidemic? Um, I would like to. I would actually like to look into it. Go back to California. The press just received copies of the murder manual authored by the CIA to show this country's guerrillas how to kidnap, assassinate, and blackmail political leaders. Will you attend the second debate? Yes, I will. Oh, he was on his game last night. Okay. Last final visit to Georgia. In recent years, a nuclear freeze movement has gained traction in the American public. A nuclear freeze would be an agreement between the United States and Soviet Union to halt all development, testing, and development of nuclear weapons. Yes. Would you approach terror? How would you approach terrorists as president? That's not going to help me swing voters. Finish in Michigan. How many nations have started to levy sanctions on South Africa and its horrid apartheid? Apartheid? Is that how it is? Do I support these sanctions? Absolutely. That might help me. I'm going to finish around Georgia, Louisiana, Arkansas. All right. Election night. Let's see what happens. Ooh, I'm nervous. Felt like we ran a very good campaign. I I think we beat Reagan and ended that landslide, but as long as it's close, I don't know. I don't know. Still 40 to 3, 40-17. Ooh, okay. Now we're starting to get our states in. As I figured, Reagan took over a good chunk of the country. You know what? Even if I lose this election, I say it was an all out win for me because in both elections, I ran it over with Ferraro and adding Clinton to this ticket. We still had more states vote for us than last time. And I just messed around on the first one. So I call whatever happens here a win. We'll see what happens. I feel like we have to win almost every state here left to have a chance. We have to get Wisconsin and California. Oh, okay. If we get Wisconsin, we got it. We won the election just by the hair on our chinny chin chin. Let's go to the final result. Wow, and I barely won the popular vote. Wow. Okay. We did it. Clinton or Mondale and Clinton are your president and vice president over Ronald Reagan in 1984. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like and the subscribe button. We did the impossible. Thank you guys so much again. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Peace out.